On a blistering hot night here on the north side of Chicago, wind blowing straight out, the Phillies have come to town for a 3-game series. We're set for Chicago Cubs baseball here on WGN Sports on the U. The Cubs hosting the Phillies in the first of a 3-game set. Hi again, everyone. Along with Bob Brenly, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs starting this long 10-game homestand, losing 3 of 4 against the Florida Marlins, and it will not get any easier in this series. The Phillies with the best mark in all of baseball.
Well, and there's a reason for that, Len. They have the best pitching in Major League Baseball, the best ERA in the National League. They play the best defense in the National League. Only the White Sox have made fewer errors, and in the month of July, they're averaging 6 runs a game. So that offense that was missing earlier in the season has arrived.
And the Cubs probably not too pleased that Roy Halladay and Cliff Lee both pitched in the All-Star game. They get pushed back to both pitch in this series.
Well, we can show you all the numbers you want on Roy Halladay, but all you need to know is this guy is really good. 6-0 over his last 10 starts. The Phillies won all 10 of those starts.
And a former Philly, Rodrigo Lopez, since returning to the Cubs rotation, has been really good.
Yeah, off-speed pitches are going to be the key for Lopez tonight. This is a dead fastball hitting team.
Well, you've got Halladay and Lopez who've been good lately. Wind blowing out. We'll see what gives tonight. And coming up, the red-hot Aramis Ramirez tries to get this offense going as the Cubs open up a series against the red-hot Phillies. Next. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Ford, the newest vehicles on the road are now at your local Ford store, like the all-new Ford Explorer, SUV, 100% reinvented. Visit localfordstores.com. Ford, drive one. And by the Illinois Lottery. Play the Wheel of Fortune instant game from the Illinois Lottery for a chance at $250,000. Chicago Cubs baseball in beautiful high definition is brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast.
Also, tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by WRTO La Tremenda, Chicago Spanish language sports leader, with Elio Benitez and Hector Fabregas on the call.
Let's check in on Charlie Manuel's Phillies starting lineup. They rank middle of the pack, 7th in the National League in runs. Jimmy Rollins leads it off. Michael Martinez filling in for Placido Polanco at third base. Chase Utley at second. Ryan Howard at first. Raul Ibanez hot. He's in left. Carlos Ruiz catches. Dominic Brown's in right. John Mayberry Jr. in center. And Roy Halladay the pitcher.
Let's check out how the Cubs take the field tonight. Behind Rodrigo Lopez, brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Soriano, Bird, Fukudome once again across the outfield. Ramirez, Castro, Barney, Pena across the infield. Coy Hill getting a rare start behind the plate tonight for right-hander Rodrigo Lopez.
The 35-year-old veteran pitched with the Phillies in 2009. Made just 7 appearances and 5 starts for the Phillies. And as we mentioned, since jumping back out of the bullpen and into the rotation, he's been really good. Going to face a lot of lefties tonight. You've got 2 switch hitters to start at Rollins and Martinez, and then 3 consecutive straight up left-handed batters. Phillies are not totally healthy, even though they lead the majors in winning percentage. Placido Polanco has lower back inflammation. Probably won't see him in this series. As Rollins pops into left, well, Alfonso Soriano makes a grab for the first out. Shane Victorino with a sprained right thumb could be back, and they're hoping he's back off the DL tomorrow. Andy Fletcher's a home plate umpire tonight. Tim Welke, the crew chief, at first. Mike DeMuro's at second. Corey Blazer over at third. Now Michael Martinez, who fouls back. 91, and actually that sounds low.
It sure feels low. Whew.
West wind at 17 miles an hour.
Now this was the kind of day you don't want your pitching staff to watch the opposing team take batting practice. You mentioned all those left-handed hitters in this Philly lineup tonight. They were pounding ball after ball out onto Sheffield Avenue during BP. Might be some broken windows across the street before this series is over. And you mentioned those lefties in the lineup as well as the switch hitters at the top, both of whom hit better from the left side of the plate. So I think James Russell and John Graybo and Sean Marshall are going to be very important in this series.
Lopez gets Martinez. And we want to let our AT&T Uverse viewers in Chicago know that during every Cubs home game this season, if you go to channel 780 or high definition channel 1780, you can see a special multi-view presentation that shows you all our different live camera angles here at Wrigley Field. Pretty cool. So if you want to direct the game along with Skip Ellison, give a look to AT&T Uverse channel 780 or HD channel 1780. Second baseman Chase Utley with 2 outs and nobody on. It'd be nice to see Lopez work quickly here in the first inning. The Cubs have allowed a major league high 77 runs in the first inning. And collectively, the pitching staff with a 6.84 first inning ERA. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That has been a problem. Cubs did give up 3 yesterday, came back offensively and scored 3 times. Pretty tough, though, when you get behind the 8 ball that early.
And you definitely don't want to fall behind with Roy Halladay on the mound. When his team scores 3 or more runs for him this year, he's a perfect 10-0.
Lopez with a 2-1 pitch. That's a strike. 2-2. Phillies beat the Cubs 3 out of 4 at Citizens Bank Park back in June. High fly ball to left. Soriano will get this one as well. So Lopez with a quick 1-2-3 opening inning. Here come the Cubs against Roy Halladay. Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Kosuke will lead it off. Starlin Castro with 18 career hits against the Phillies in just 40 at bats. Ramirez right at 300. You have Pena cleaning up. The former Philly Marlin Birds in center. Alfonso Soriano in left. Coy Hill does the catching. Darwin Barney in the 8th spot again, and the pitcher Lopez bats 9th.
Quick look at the Phillies defensively. Len mentioned Shane Victorino possibly coming back tomorrow. John Mayberry's time in center field may be limited. Ibanez will be in left. Dominic Brown in right. It'll be Martinez, Rollins, Utley, and Howard across the infield, with Chooch Ruiz doing the catching tonight for one of the best in the game, Roy Halladay. I mean, where do you start? He throws strikes. He never walks anybody. Rarely gives up hits. Rarely gives up homers. Has the ability to repeat his mechanics pitch after pitch, start after start, season after season.
Well, let's start here. 6'6", 230, 34 years old. He has 91 games over 500 in his career. He's 11-3 this season. He is 2-0, however, on Fukudome. There's a strike, 2-1.
You see a lot of cut fastballs. Also throws a tailing two-seamer, a curveball, a straight changeup, and usually has all 4 weapons available every time he takes them out.
Pulled foul. And we want to welcome viewers throughout the Midwest watching the WGN Sports Baseball Network in Central Illinois on WCFN 49N, on WHO HD 13.3 in Des Moines, in Peoria on My 59 Peoria, and in the Quad Cities watching on WQAD 8.2. Chase Utley will handle Fukudome. Of all the numbers we can give you, this one really jumped out at me regarding Roy Halladay. He has pitched 6 or more innings in 63 consecutive road starts. That's the longest major league streak since Walter Johnson did it in 82 consecutive road starts from 1911 to 1915. It's been a century since a pitcher has gone 6 innings consecutively on the road this many times. The 1-0 to Starlin Castro is right down the middle. These guys were all-star teammates last Tuesday. Halladay started the game. He retired all 6 batters he faced. It's the second time he's been a starter in the game. In 2009, he started for the American League. He's the 4th pitcher to start the All-Star game for each league.
Oh, by the way, he has more complete games than 25 major league teams.
Another chance for Utley. You would like to compare Halladay to other pitchers in baseball, and you just did. You compared him to 25 other staffs, but you can't really. I mean, he does things that other starters just do not do in terms of piling up the innings that he gets. I mean, he's thrown a complete game in 39% of his last 23 road starts.
I said in the open, we can give you numbers all night long. He's given up 6 runs in a game one time this year.
Ramirez clubs that one at deep left center. Gone! Well, Halladay with a perfect game last year and a no-hitter in the playoffs. There will be no such feat tonight as Ramirez lines one out for his 17th home run.
You see that stat since June 25th. Cubs offense, at least as far as the long ball go, has consisted of this man. I will forever be shocked when a good pitcher, or a bad pitcher for that matter, tries to challenge Aramis Ramirez with a first pitch fastball anywhere near the strike zone. That's been the result more often than not.
Pena drills one out into right center. Back-to-back hits on consecutive pitches.
I think that's kind of the plan of attack for everybody against Halladay. He's given up a .368 batting average on the first pitch of an at-bat. I think the theory is jump on that first thing you see in the strike zone. Don't allow him to get deep in the count where he can use his full arsenal of pitches. Likes to use that fastball to get ahead.
Former Philly Marlon Byrd was a 10th round pick of the Phillies in 1999. Broke his bat as he flares one into shallow center, but it's going to be caught by Mayberry for the final out. Aramis Ramirez stays hot with a home run to make it 1-0 Cubs. with a home run against Roy Halladay. And it's 1-0 as we get into the second. The Cubs employ a Carlos Pena-like shift against Ryan Howard. He's hit an 18 in a row here at Wrigley Field.
He's been cool lately, 3 for 20 over his last 5 ball games, but you always have to be careful with Ryan Howard.
Well, you hit an 18 in a row here at Wrigley and you're a Philadelphia Philly. That's covering about 5 or 6 years. Lopez with a 2-0. Chop to Pena. He'll take it unassisted.
Hey fans, watch the Cubs take on these Phillies Wednesday at 1:20 right here at Wrigley Field. Be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs chip and dip platter, compliments of Frito-Lay. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Comes Raul Ibanez. Ibanez has hit in 8 straight. Mention it off the top. The Phillies are middle of the pack offense statistically, ranking 7th in the league in runs, just ahead of the Cubs. But they don't give up runs. And that's why they have 59 wins. Lead the league in ERA. Their defense has been excellent. Another one chopped to Pena. Bottom number seems to always be the key one.
Yep. Boy, they've been really good at home. They've been 5 games over on the road. They really dominate their own division. 13 games over against the East. Over 500 against the Central, the West, interleague play.
Now I will say this. Carlos Ruiz stands in with 2 outs, nobody on. It's not just about pitching, because there is a team that has a better ERA than the Phillies. It's the Oakland A's, and they're in last in the AL West. But they don't score. It's all about run differential. And they're second to last in the American League in runs. Guess it's a bit of a balance, right? Got to score to win.
Yeah,
You can't give up much.
Little of this, little of that.
Yeah.
You just have to have those constants, and the Phillies have that with their airtight defense and that drop-dead pitching staff.
One and 2 on Carlos Ruiz. The pitch. Another play by Carlos Pena. In a busy top of the second. 3 unassisted times 3. 1-zip Cubs early.
WGN-TV is sponsored in part by Mega Millions and now Powerball from the Illinois Lottery. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is $43 million, while Wednesday's Powerball jackpot stands at $76 million. You could buy an air conditioner with that much money.
A really good one. Wind blowing out. It's hot. It's humid. Cubs lead 1-0 on a Ramos Ramirez home run. Alfonso Soriano pounds one on the ground foul. Got a lot of good connections here between these two teams. Both base coaches for the Cubs. Bob Dernier at first, Ivan DeJesus at third, are former Phillies. So is Keith Moreland up in the Cubs radio booth. Soriano pops it up. Martinez, two hands on it at third for the out. That guy's a former Philly, Keith Moreland. Ivan DeJesus and Bobby Dernier. Sarge is in the Phillies broadcast booth. Gary Matthews. Actually, Sarge was in the food room where there is air conditioning, and he will be in the booth 5 seconds before he's asked to do some analysis.
Sounds like a pretty good
game. That was a popular place up here.
Yes, indeed.
Before the game. 2 strikes on Coy Hill. It's Roy against Coy. Swing and a miss. He got him on a changeup. We'd love to hear from you. Email us at lenonbob@tribune.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Darwin Barney with 2 outs. Fly ball out to right. Brown near the side wall makes a nice catch to end the inning. Cubs go quickly in the second. They lead 1-0. WGNTV.com right now and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and info while watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. Right fielder Dominic Brown swings at the first pitch, down the line, and no play for Soriano. In spite of the heat, the Cubs, pretty much the entire team was out for early work today, including batting practice.
As were the Phillies. They were out here very early this afternoon taking some extra BP. Hey, the game goes on regardless of the temperature.
A lot of Philly fans made the trek here to Wrigley Field. They were out here early, roaming the Wrigleyville neighborhood. That's a strike. He started the year on the DL with a hamate fracture in his right hand, suffered in spring training. Brown has been the Phillies' top prospect 3 straight years, according to Baseball America. High drive out to center. Marlon Byrd has it for the out.
The McDonald's Daily Double is back for just $1.89, but you don't have to remember it to love it. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time, a la carte only.
Now John Mayberry Jr. whose father, John Sr., was a 2-time All-Star first baseman, 15 years in the majors. John Jr. went to Stanford, was a first rounder of the Texas Rangers in 2005. How about this? He drove in 4 in the final game of the first half, and then in the first game of the second half topped that with 5 RBIs at New York on Friday. 9 ribbies in 2 games.
Yeah, between John Mayberry Jr. and Dominic Brown, they look like bookends. Very similar build, both very tall and lean. Their numbers are very similar this season.
Two and 1 the count. Halladay is on deck, and as great a pitcher as Halladay is, he is never done much with a bat.
No.
3 for 43, and he's never even hit a double in his career. Soriano with the grab. Nicely done. Got a good jump on it, cut it off right on the warning track for the out.
I think the real key to that play for Soriano is the line he took. Went right to the spot where that ball was going to come down. No wavering, no S pattern. Went right to where he had to be. Started his jump a little bit too soon, but never took his eye off the ball, and his pitcher really appreciates that play.
And here is Halladay with 2 outs, nobody on, and a called strike. Ground ball to Darwin Barney. Rodrigo Lopez, first time through the order. Perfect. 1-0 Cubs. I have a post on this upcoming week, and also as we near the trade deadline, what the Cubs might do. We have game notes from Stats and a new podcast as well. WGNTV.com. 1-0 Cubs on Aramis Ramirez first inning line drive home run. Cubs own both hits. And Rodrigo Lopez has broken a sweat, because just by stepping outside you break a sweat on a night like this, but he's handled the Phillies pretty easily so far. And he rolls one into right for his first hit. Started 0 for 8.
Teammates are well aware of who has yet to get on the hit board, even if it's a starting pitcher. Saw Jeff Baker, Marlon Byrd pumping their fists in the air as Rodrigo Lopez with a nice inside out swing, finding that hole on the right side. That's how we're going to report it.
Not only his first hit, but it comes off Roy Halladay. Kosuke shows bunt and takes a curve for a strike. And he couldn't hold up. This is Kosuke's 4th year with the Cubs, and his numbers have been very consistent. His slugging is down a little bit this year, but all 4 years he's gotten off to hot starts, and his numbers have kind of gone down just a little bit just about every month. That has been the case once again this year,
which is pretty much the opposite of the rest of the Cubs offense, excluding Starlin Castro and Darwin Barney. Most of the guys got off to slow starts and have heated up as the weather has heated up.
a lot better at home, getting over 300, and all of his home runs have been here at Wrigley.
The one and only Sir Paul McCartney is coming to Wrigley Field on Sunday, July 31st and Monday, August 1st. Treat your best customers and guests to the ultimate VIP experience in a private suite at the friendly confines for these historic shows. Mezzanine suites are limited and available now. Call 773-404-4200 for more details and to book your suite today.
Castro's on deck. 2-2 on Fukudome. Howard playing behind Lopez at first. Look out, Bob Dernier. Tracks with a little bit of a U shape here on the U. In the dirt, and Ruiz with a nice slide and block. Really nice Sports Illustrated article this week on Carlos Ruiz by Gary Smith. Into a couple of interesting notes from that article here in a bit. A 3-2 and just missed ball 4. Two on, nobody out.
It goes without saying that's something you rarely see when Halladay is on the mound. A walk. Pitch definitely out of the zone, both low and away. Good take that time by Kosuke to put runners at first and second with nobody out.
We have a second. We want to send out get well wishes to Our stage manager, Paula Ostroba, minor auto accident today. She's at home, resting, a little medicated, but feeling better.
Yeah, we miss her.
Great to have Kristen Lamb with us tonight in the booth, although I think she'd rather be in the production truck tonight.
That's where the air conditioning is.
There's Kristen. We are out in the elements here at Wrigley Field. That's the way we like it. Whatever the situation is against the Phillies, he hits. One ball, one strike. Halladay laboring here early on. You see he's working up a lather. It's a strike on a curveball. When he beat the Cubs in Philadelphia back on June 10th, it was his first career win against the Cubs in 4 starts. That walk, by the way, to Fukudome, it's only the second walk he's ever issued against the Cubs in about 27 innings. A roller into left for a base hit to load him up. Three on, nobody out for Ramirez.
Maybe the most obvious statement I've made all year, but the Cubs really need to cash in multiple runs in this inning, if at all possible, against Roy Halladay. You just don't know how many chances you're going to get against one of the best pitchers in the game, but a tremendous opportunity here in the 3rd inning to put a crooked number on the board.
Sam Perlazo directing traffic in terms of the infield alignment.
I think he was letting the third baseman Michael Martinez reminding him that it's the pitcher running at third base, doesn't have great wheels. He may have a chance to cut that run off at home plate on a ground ball his direction.
Ball 1 to Aramis. He lined one into the bleachers in left center in the 1st inning.
First at bat of the ball game, Rami picked on a first pitch fastball from Roy Halladay to line drive homer into the bleachers in left center field to get the Cubs off to a great start tonight.
And with a home run, he's just 3 for 17 against Halladay, but with 1 home run now. Swing and a miss. The bottom fell out of that pitch. That changeup?
Yeah, changeup on a 2-0 count. That's the kind of pitch that'll send you to a chiropractor. Ramos Ramirez is expecting something in the low 90s here. Instead, he gets a changeup at 83.
Well, one common theme when you watch Halladay and Cliff Lee work, aside from their general excellence, is that look right there. Whether it's 10-1, whether it's 5-0, it doesn't matter what the score of the situation is. Neither guy ever acts like he's in danger. You never see frustration. They never get too excited. They are the epitome of calm.
You know, the description I've heard a lot for Halladay, especially because of his name, they call him Doc. He's a gunslinger. He's one of those guys that, along with Cliff Lee, you never know what's going through their mind when they're out there on the mound. Total focus and concentration.
Missed with a cutter, and now it's full 3-2 with the bases loaded. Here it is. That will make the seats.
mentioned that cutter from Roy Halladay. That has, without a doubt, been his go-to pitch this year. He throws it more than any other pitch. Almost 47% of the time he'll use that cut fastball.
He throws it twice as much as his regular fastball. His hands on his knees. He's really breathing hard here in the third inning.
Who isn't?
Another 3-2. Hammered foul. Walking to the back of the mound yet again is Halladay. He senses how important this spot is. Well, he looks gassed right now, doesn't he?
It really does. 22 pitches in this inning, over 40 for the ball game already. That's uncharacteristic for Doc Halladay.
Fly ball to right. Brown is on the track and he makes the catch. Two guys will tag. Lopez and Fukudome. It's a sac fly for Ramirez and a 2-0 lead.
We were talking about facing two of the best in the game in Halladay and Cliff Lee. Marlon Byrd says it's a chess match against those two guys, but it's a quick chess match. They're very aggressive. You see Marlon has had good success against both of the Phillies aces in his career. It gets back to what we were talking about earlier. Halladay likes to jump ahead in the count, and consequently the opponent's batting average is higher on first pitch than any other time in the sequence.
Chase Utley has to tie his shoe. So that gives Halladay a little extra time.
This could be a veteran move on the part of Chase Utley. I think he sees his own pitcher out there on the mound really sucking wind right now. Just giving him a little bit of extra time while he fixes his footwear out there at second base.
And you watch, everybody will be ready and Pena will step out.
Well, we've seen that before.
Swing and a miss on a change. To right, and it drops for a base hit. Here comes Kosuke. It's 3-0. Brown kind of in between, had to play it conservatively. Carlos Pena with 2 hits. 3-0.
All right. Tried to come back with another changeup. Pena swung and missed at the first one. That one elevated just enough. Looked like if Dominic Brown would have kept coming in right field, he may have been able to make a play out there, but as you said, played it cautiously to make sure it didn't get past. Cubs still have it cooking here with only 1 out in the inning.
Curve for a strike to Marlon Byrd. Fly ball deep left center. Ibanez on the warning track. 2 down.
It looked good coming off the bat, but from the sound of it, I don't think Marlin got all of that one. May have been out toward the end of the bat a little bit, possibly down toward the trademark just enough. Just didn't have the kind of carry that you expect on a night like this. Yeah, he hit it out toward the end of the bat a little bit, a low fastball. Gave it a good ride, unfortunately died on the warning track.
Strike to Soriano. Nothing in 2. He has thrown a lot of strikes, but 5 of them have resulted in hits. Pitch. Fly to center. And it's surrounded by Mayberry. And that's the inning. Boy, they made Halladay work very hard here in this third. They get a couple. And the Cubs lead 3-0.
Illinois Lottery, you could win one of 5 top prizes of $250,000 or one of over 52,000 additional prizes ranging from $50,000 to $1,000 instantly.
And all Cubs early on. Rodrigo Lopez going through the Phillies order for the second time, facing Jimmy Rollins. They call him J-Roll. Roy Halladay really had to scuffle through that third inning. Rollins to right and deep. Fukudome back, and it's gone. A home run. His 9th of the year, and it's the first Phillies hit. .643rd career extra base hit. He's now tied with Hall of Famer Chuck Klein for third place on the Phillies all-time extra base hit list.
The 8th of his 9 home runs to come from the left side of the plate. Fastball a little bit on the outer third where he could get his arms extended. For a little guy, he's got tremendous pop.
Fifth career homer at Wrigley Field for Rollins. Michael Martinez hit his first career homer yesterday in New York. 3-run shot off Mike Pelfrey. You know, Bob, Rollins and Rafael Furcal kind of are similar in that they've been leadoff hitters pretty much their entire career, as Martinez flies out to Bird. Pretty dynamic guys, especially when they're in the prime of their career, but there are times when they muscle up and they try to hit home runs. That's the 163rd of Rollins' career, and it could be good and bad, right, for a leadoff hitter.
I mean, you'd like to have the home run be part of your offensive game, not the entirety of your offensive game. And I think at times Rollins and, as you mentioned, Rafael Furcal get a little bit home run happy.
Utley flying to left his first time as he takes one on the inside corner. Looks like Roy Halladay has a New Jersey. He might even live in New Jersey for that matter.
Hey, he looks like I feel. I rolled out of bed this morning about 7:30 and started sweating and haven't stopped yet. Man, what a hot day. And supposedly it's just going to continue to get worse throughout the rest of the week, or hotter rather. If you like heat, then it's not bad.
Utley up in the air. Bird on the track. He's got it right at the 368. Utley just missed. 2 outs.
There's a general rule: you don't want to give up a lot of fly ball outs at Wrigley Field when the wind is blowing out as it is tonight. But so far, Rodrigo Lopez has gotten a couple outs on the track.
Fastball at 89 for a strike to Howard. You know, Lopez tonight, Bob, has pitched like Roy Halladay normally pitches. He's been efficient. He's got quick outs, low pitch count. He's been the better guy early on.
He's changed speeds well. He's used both sides of the plate. His command has been pretty good for the most part in the early going.
Darwin Barney knocks it down. Throw to first. Late. Had to bounce the throw. He was way out in right.
Boy, I'll tell you, I was wondering how that was going to be scored when a second baseman catches the ball 100 feet out into right field and mishandles it the way Darwin Barney did. I guess it has to be an error, because if he picks it up cleanly and throws right away, they get Howard at first base. It's one of the odder errors I've ever seen.
Now let me ask you this. Even though he did bobble, do you think Darwin will play a few steps closer the next time around? That ball was hit hard. I mean, he would have had to field it perfectly and throw it immediately, and it would have been still close.
Well, we'll see. I think he's probably going to play in the same spot.
Okay. Ibanez sky high right along the right field line. Barney gets another chance, and in foul territory. Makes a grab for the out. Leadoff homer Jimmy Rollins. They're on the board. The Cubs lead 3-1. The Phillies' first hit. Cubs still lead 3-1 as they go to work again against Roy Halladay. Bottom three, starting with Coy Hill. Takes a curveball in the upper part of the zone for a strike. One early game today, day-night doubleheader in Minnesota. The Indians beat the Twins 5-2. David Huff over Anthony Swarzak. Big win for the Indians as they went into that game in a virtual tie with Detroit atop the AL Central. In game two, Minnesota has a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third. Fausto Carmona against Scott Diamond. High pop fly out into center field. Mayberry, one away.
The 2011 Chicago Cubs on WGN are brought to you by Bud Light Lime. Just the right taste of Bud Light with a refreshing splash of 100% natural lime flavor.
In game one of that doubleheader, Joe Mauer went 3 for 4. In game two, he's 2 for 2. So that's a 5 for 6 day/night for Joe Mauer. And I know you had an interesting note.
On this date in baseball history, back in 1961 at Busch Stadium, Bill White collected, 14 hits in back-to-back doubleheaders. Had 3 hits in each of the games of the first doubleheader. 8 for 10 in the next one. That's a pretty good 2-day stretch right there.
14 hits.
Oh man, 14 for 18. And that just tied the record. Ty Cobb had done the same thing 49 years before. That's a good month, or in some cases a good half of a season for some players.
We're only in the 4th inning, but I can count about 7 or 8 hard hit balls foul to the pull side off Cubs bats. Kosuke's hit a few. I know Ramirez has hit one. Barney just pulled one foul. I guess it's Roy Halladay making it look tantalizing. We're just a little bit off balance and a little out in front. Very balanced that time as Barney shoots it right back up the middle.
That could be an explanation, or as we talked about the Cubs being extra aggressive against Halladay in the ball game tonight, or Halladay maybe just missing his spots. Pitches that would normally get grounded to the left side of the infield or hit on the ground to the right side of the infield, the Cubs hitters are getting just a little bit out in front of and hitting them hard foul.
Well, he hasn't pitched here much, but hasn't pitched very well. That's bunted to first, and Howard will just apply the tag for the out. Successful sacrifice for Lopez. Runner at second with 2 outs for Kosuke.
Another first for Rodrigo Lopez, his first sacrifice bunt as a member of the Cubs.
I don't want to get you going here, but I don't know if it makes you feel any better. Apparently there was a blown call in the Marlins-Mets game tonight.
No.
Emilio Bonifacio apparently beat out a bunt single and was called out. And there you have it. Dominic Brown makes the grab, and that's the inning.
Why do you think that'd get me going?
3-1 Cubs.
5 $5 footlongs from Subway. Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete information and rules.
Rodrigo Lopez nursing a 3-1 lead over Roy Halladay and the Phillies. And we want to send out happy birthday wishes to Dr. Ken Purcell. That's from Jackie.
Also, congratulations on a Cub fan wedding in China today. Dan Collar and his new wife, Shasha, got married today. Congratulations. And Dan, you know what to do. Yes, dear, you're right. I'm sorry. That translates into any language.
Yeah, it does.
Universal.
Mention that Sports Illustrated article by Gary Smith this week on Carlos Ruiz and the Phillies pitching staff. Here's a great quote from the guy they call Chooch. When I'm catching, it is not two people out there, a pitcher and a catcher. It is one person. It is my fault if something goes wrong. Whatever is happening to him is happening to me. One person, that means I am a different man with each pitcher.
Pretty insightful.
Yeah,
that comes from experience, and that's his main value to this ball club. He's had some good offensive years. He's come up with some big base hits, but his primary goal is to get his pitcher through 9 innings or get his pitching staff through 9 innings, regardless of who's out there on the mound.
First strikeout of the night for Lopez. Went up the ladder. Brown is 0 for 1. When they invented the adjective lanky, I think they had his build in mind.
Yep.
Long and lean. Bounce to Darwin Barney with Pena covering. 2 quick outs. Don't miss the action as the Cubs host the Astros this Friday here at Wrigley Field. Game time is 1:20, but be sure to get here early. The first 10,000 adults 21 and older will get a Cubs tumbler, compliments of Budweiser. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. An interesting week. The Cubs playing the team with the best record in baseball, and then the team with the worst record comes in. There's John Mayberry, not to be confused with former Cub John Mabry. It's a strike. Lopez with the 0-1, swing and a miss on a changeup.
Wait, it hasn't been a factor in the ball game tonight, Len, because Rodrigo Lopez has been a strike throwing machine, but this Phillies offense will take their share of walks. They've got 4 players when they get Polanco back who have more walks than strikeouts on the season, and another 3 players that are very close to an even split between strikeouts and walks.
Drilled to deep center. Bird back on this one. He's going to leap. He can't get it. Good effort. Mayberry will pull into second with a standing double.
It looks like Marlin feels like he should have made the play there. It would have been a tremendous catch had he been able to come up with that shot. The ball didn't have a lot of air underneath it. He didn't have much time to get back to the spot. A line drive right in front of the door, just over the outstretched glove. Good effort by Marlon Byrd.
Halladay grounded out in the 3rd. He wants to help his own cause here with a base hit to get the Phillies within one. But I think normally when he has a lead, he probably doesn't care about getting hits. He doesn't want to expend any extra energy on the bases. A little different story tonight with his team trailing by 2.
Pitchers will pitch each other differently when there are runners in scoring position. And nobody on base with 2 outs in the inning. Rodrigo Lopez probably challenges with fastballs and wants Halladay to put the ball in play, but with a runner in scoring position, back to back sliders. See you later.
Second strikeout of the inning and of the game for Lopez. Still 3-1 Cubs.
Baseball League of the Game, and today we want to recognize Bob Jazz Chevrolet for their support of Elburn baseball and softball. Bob Jazz Chevrolet and your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers are supporting leagues and young ball players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball program. From the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball.
Cubs have made it for a long night for that guy, Roy Halladay, as he works here in the 5th inning, trailing 3-1.
Did you see any powder flying off of that rosin bag there? And normally there's a cloud of rosin powder when a pitcher bangs the rosin bag on the back of his wrist like that, but I think even the rosin bag's a little sweaty tonight.
1-0 to Starlin Castro, who's 1 out of 2. Another interesting note from that SI article is Roy Halladay gave his battery mate some interesting things as gifts for his hard work last year. Halladay was the unanimous winner of the Cy Young Award. The Marlins gave Halladay home plate after his perfect game in Florida, so he gave that to Ruiz, gave him a wristwatch, had the game's date and line score, said thanks, comma, Roy, etched inside it. He also gave him a replica of the 2010 Cy Young Award.
Nice.
For his efforts.
And if I'm not mistaken, the Marlins made some unused tickets available for sale after that
I think you're
game
right
as well.
So you could buy one and say you were there.
Yep.
Line, and Rollins can't get it. That's out into the gap. Castro around first. Big turn. He's going to hold with a single.
One of the harder hit balls we've seen off the bat of Starlin Castro in a while. Screaming line drive on a low fastball. That ball just continued to take off as it got out to Jimmy Rollins. Shot over his glove into the gap in left center. Very nearly split that gap.
Big night for Ramirez. A homer and a sac fly already in on the hands and fouled back. The home run he hit in the opening inning was on the very first pitch of the at bat. That gives him a major league high 8 home runs on the first pitch. His teammate Carlos Pena is second in the majors with 7 first pitch home runs.
Well, and certainly the Phillies and other opposing teams are well aware of those statistics on Ramirez and Pena, but it just goes to illustrate that pitchers make mistakes. They don't always throw every pitch exactly where they want to, especially a guy like Halladay who tries to jump ahead in the count against every hitter.
Action up in the Phillies bullpen. It's Drew Carpenter, a right-hander. Mentioned Halladay with an historic road streak of going at least 6 innings. In 63 consecutive starts on the road, and that's in jeopardy tonight. Here comes Rich Doobie, very underrated Phillies pitching coach.
This is going to involve a trainer as Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire, is called out to the mound. The Phillies trainer comes out of the dugout over there.
Halladay hasn't said a word. That's it. So he will lead here in the 5th inning. That snaps that long streak of going at least 6 innings and 63 straight road starts. 3-1 Cubs. Will be back.
Cubs having a little hot fun in the summertime. That's Sly and the Family Stone, and that's our Bud Fan Cam. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds.
Right-hander Drew Carpenter got as much time as he needed. Roy Halladay left with an undisclosed injury, and certainly wonder if it's heat exhaustion or a stomach ailment or something related to the heat. I mean, he looked like he was out of gas in the third inning. So I'm sure we'll get a report from the Phillies clubhouse here momentarily, and we'll pass it along to you when we get it. Castro the runner at first, nobody out. Ramirez at the dish in a 1-1 count. Fly ball out to center. And Mayberry takes care of it. Follow the Chicago Cubs with the MLB.com @Bat11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Cubs.com for details. Lavender sky as we hit dusk in the Midwest. Pena with 2 singles and an RBI against Halladay. Inside corner for a strike. I'll give this Cubs offense a lot of credit. They pounced on Roy Halladay early, and when they had him on the ropes in the third inning, they came through with a couple more. Castro takes off. Pena takes the pitch, and Starlin is in. He's now 11 out of 12 on the year.
Good jump over there at first base by Starlin Castro. Just a quick peek back to home plate to see what was going on back there. The throw short hops Jimmy Rollins. He's unable to hang on. That's the one thing that maybe separates Carlos Ruiz from the Yadier Molinas of the game. He doesn't possess a strong throwing arm. He does get rid of the ball quickly when his pitcher gives him an opportunity. He'll throw out those guys he should get, but just doesn't have the same kind of throwing arm as some of the other good defensive catchers in the game.
It's only the 33rd steal of the year for the Cubs. That ties them with Atlanta for 29th. So they're still in last in the majors in steals. Castro has a third of those. 1 and 2 on Pena. And while the Cubs have seen their fair share of short starts from their rotation, that has not been the case for the Phillies. Phillies have the fewest games used by a bullpen in the National League, the fewest innings pitched. Consequently, the fewest hits and runs allowed. Rotation has taken a lot of pressure off that bullpen. And really, every area of the Phillies has been beset by injury. Roy Oswalt, Joe Blanton are on the disabled list, and in the pen, Jose Contreras and Brad Lidge, who hopes to be back pretty soon. Ryan Madsen just came off. But in a save spot, if there is one tonight, it would be left-hander Antonio Bastardo, and if he wouldn't be the guy, it would likely be right-hander Michael Stutz.
Now, Lidge is not too far away. He's had 6 appearances at the minor league level on his rehab assignment. They're thinking maybe the end of this month, possibly a little bit sooner than that, depending on how his next couple of outings go.
Pena draws the walk to put 2 on for Marlon Byrd. Talked about this over the weekend. Cubs pitching staff has issued a major league high 369 walks, and about a third of those have scored, and they've also received the fewest. Castro to third, out. Pena did not go from first. 2 down in the inning. Starlin mad for just the second time this year.
Just didn't seem to have enough of a lead or enough momentum going toward third base. Fans reacting to the replay here at Wrigley Field. It looked like Starlin just did get his hands underneath the tag there, but
that eats up Martinez and skips into left. That's a base hit for Bird.
Take one more look at that Castro slide right there. Looks like the tag was on the shoulder almost simultaneously with the hands getting to the base over there at third, but it just really gets back to not a good enough jump at second base. It does look like they had it. Very, very close, but got to get a better lead. Got to have a little more momentum going toward third base. Cannot start from a standing start.
Soriano grounds to Chase Utley. He's going to take it to the bag himself to get Marlon Bird. 2 hits and a walk, and Halladay had to leave due to injury. It's 3-1 after 5. Look at our Xfinity HD shot of the game. Bob's private jet ready to land at O'Hare. Cubs baseball brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast.
That lands right out on Clark Street. Pulls right up in front of the ballpark, drops me off.
Those retractable wings. Jimmy Rollins led off the 4th with the Phillies' first hit. It was a home run. They're going to go inside. Coy Hill set up behind Rollins.
That's been a good pitch for Lopez in the early going tonight. He's used that off the body sinker that starts off the corner and then tails back toward the inside corner. He's used it to all the left-handed hitters, or in the case of Jimmy Rollins, the switch hitter in the lineup.
Curveball strike.
Good breaking ball behind in the count 2-0. back in there again.
Not right where he wanted it, but he's going to get an out nonetheless. Martinez looks at a strike. Soriano will have to play that one on the bounce. As a tying run will come up in the form of Chase Utley. Time now for the Cubs Lincoln upcoming schedule. Not just luxury, it's smarter than that. Feel smarter at Lincoln.com. Phillies here tomorrow night, Wednesday afternoon. Off day Thursday, then the Astros in for the weekend before we head north to Milwaukee. Kind of a twist on the old song. North to Wisconsin instead of north to Alaska. I wonder if it's hot in Alaska today.
That's a good question. You see all those videos of the cruise ships going past the crystal blue ice glaciers. How good does that sound right now?
All right, let's get down to business. Would you rather have it 42 on April 20th with a wind blowing straight in, or 91 with the wind blowing out on July 18th?
Am I playing or broadcasting? When I played, I liked it hot. I mean, I think all players like it a little bit hot. You don't want to get carried away, but man, that cold weather was tough to deal with.
We have a nice fan here that moves the hot air.
Yeah, I have my fan on this side, so it's blowing across me right into your fan, so you're getting my exhaust over there.
We don't have a fancy air conditioning unit like they do over in the radio booth.
Yeah, those guys have everything over there.
It's about 47 degrees right now in the radio booth. But they have a vacuum cleaner, which is nice. Two strikes to Chase Utley. First to check on Martinez. She's just happy to be here on her birthday.
As you might expect with all the thunder they have in their lineup, the Phillies don't run an awful lot. Jimmy Rollins certainly a base stealing candidate. Chase Utley a perfect 9 for 9 this season, but
Shocker.
Utley takes that one off the front leg. He's not afraid to get hit by a pitch. 7th of the season for Chase Utley. That fastball headed right for the front leg. He just didn't give an inch.
No, he doesn't get out of the way. By the way, it's 52 degrees in Juneau, Alaska.
Yeah, we'd be complaining if we were there too.
Coy Hill's going to talk it over with Lopez.
Ryan Howard at the plate, you want to make sure you get it right. Only the second time the Phillies have had a runner at second base where they could see Coy Hill's signs, and maybe some confusion over what sequence of signals they're going to give, and you certainly don't want there to be any indecision facing Ryan Howard with a couple of guys on base.
Here we go. Slider low for ball one. Phillies have been incredibly consistent lately. They've won 7 consecutive series. They haven't lost 2 in a row since June 4th, but they trailed here 3-1. Kick and the 2-0. Pop down the left field line. Soriano in and out of his hands as that is foul. He had to run over the corner of the bullpen mound and tried to make the basket catch, and he'll be charged with an error.
We've seen a lot of bad errors on Fonzie out there in left field, but that's a tough one. Long way to run. He got to that bullpen mound just as the ball was coming down, tried to make the basket catch. Unfortunately hit off the heel of his glove. Yeah, Ryan Howard thought it was a fair ball, tried to buy himself a way on base.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. It was a long run, and he had to run over the mound while trying to catch it. At any rate, 2-1. And the pitch. Another long run, but no chance this time.
Wind has shifted a little bit since the beginning of the ball game. It was more blowing out toward right field as we got underway at 7:05 tonight, but now the flags have turned and are blowing just about straight out to center field. Can't you feel that breeze up here?
That's what that is, huh? Thought it was the 7-inch oscillating fan. Big swing, tap or foul. Banya's on deck. That one almost hit Howard.
It's pretty much the book that everybody tries to follow on Ryan Howard. Hard stuff in on his hands. Don't allow him to get those arms extended on fastballs out over the plate, and then soft stuff down low and away.
Big crowd here at Wrigley getting into it. 3-2 to Ryan Howard. And action now in the Cubs bullpen, and I think this is a good idea. Lopez laboring for the first time tonight.
And it's a good idea too for Coy Hill to go out there on this 3-2 pitch just to make sure exactly what Rodrigo Lopez wants to do. And a side benefit is it gives James Russell and Jeff Samardzija a few extra warm-up pitches down in that bullpen. Obviously this is the kind of night it won't take long to get ready to come into the ball game.
Runners not going as Howard pops it up. Castro going out. Looking for a little help. He'll get it from Bird. 2 away.
Ball was in the air for a long time. Starlin Castro, as you said, looking for help from one of his outfielders. Marlon Byrd ultimately makes the call and the catch. Good communication that time between the three.
Just wish Marlon had a little fun at the ballpark. Whenever you ask Marlon Byrd in the clubhouse, how you doing today, Marlon? He says, great, I'm at the ballpark. Strike to Ibanez. We're probably, Bob, about a half second away from Ibanez asking for time. Lopez waited a little more, and then Ibanez looked very late on a fastball at 88 miles an hour.
Perfectly located fastball right on that outside corner.
Looks like Coy Hill wants another one up. Runners go, and he struck him out swinging. Lopez pumped up as the Phillies strand a pair. It's 3-1 Cubs. Summary. Roy Halladay had to leave early. Not exactly sure why, but he was really scuffling in this heat. Went just 4+ tonight. Aramis Ramirez with a 17th home run. That came back in the first inning. Visit your local Honda dealer today to test drive the 2011 Honda Cross Tour, available with 4-wheel drive. Great job by Rodrigo Lopez. 6 innings, 1 run. Bottom 3 in the order. He's looking for his batting helmet, so he's not out of the game yet. Ball 1 to Coy Hill. According to stats, the Ramirez home run gets him to within 1 of Gabby Hartnett for the 6th most home runs in team history. 230 for Aramis as a Cub. He reiterated his stance before the game to reporters that at this point he's not interested in a possible trade. Does have no trade rights, as that vesting option for next year that would kick in if he's dealt. He'd have to renegotiate or waive that part of it in order for a trade to happen. leadoff walk. Second one issued by Drew Carpenter. Here comes Darwin Barney.
Well, there was some speculation on a couple of different websites that perhaps Ramirez would consider a trade after his family goes back to the Dominican Republic, get his kids back in school, and his wife goes back to the Dominican. But he's not interested in any way, shape, or form in uprooting everybody at this point, moving to a different city.
Well, if you remember last year, Derek Lee apparently was asked about a deal to the Angels. At that time wasn't interested. Eventually was traded to the Atlanta Braves and made his Braves debut here at Wrigley Field. Hill takes off and he's going to get in. Are you thinking straight steal there, partner?
Yeah, and I'm not sure. The element of surprise, I don't think the Phillies expected Coy Hill to be running. I know I didn't expect him to be running. I mean, Darwin Barney was taking all the way. Didn't even move at all in that right-handed batter's box.
Well, it worked. Third career steal.
Boy wants to pick up that bag and take it back in the clubhouse, put it in his locker.
Deep to left, Darwin Barney off the wall. Hill's going to score. Barney with a double. It's 4-1.
For a moment there, I thought we were going to see two things in one inning that you rarely see: a Coy Hill stolen base and a Darwin Barney homer. Got a fastball down, put a nice swing on it, got great extension, great carry, bangs that ball about halfway up the vines in left field. Coy Hill had a great read at second base. Knew that Ibanez was not going to be able to get back to the track in time to make the play, so he scores easily.
And Lopez now will be asked to bunt Barney to third. Tops it off the plate and kicks foul. Lopez outlasting Roy Halladay tonight. Very defensive bunt by Lopez. It's going to work. That'll go 3-4.
Watch the Cubs take on the Astros Sunday, July 24th at 1:20 right here at Wrigley Field. Be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs thumbs up giveaway, compliments of Denizen Jeans. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
What hasn't Rodrigo Lopez done tonight? Working on a gem on the mound. He has singled and scored, laid down 2 sacrifice bunts. Infield in against Fukudome. Fouled back.
Yeah, that tremendous sac bunt that time by Rodrigo Lopez may have been a case of self-defense. Almost knocked the bat out of his hand. Ruiz didn't know where the ball went. I don't think Lopez knew where it went initially, but it was perfectly placed down that first baseline. Almost came to a complete stop by the time Ryan Howard was able to come in and make the play.
As we thought, Roy Halladay had the lead because of the heat. I'm not asking you to give me a specific medical rundown, Bob, but what do you think they did? What's the first thing they did when they took him to the clubhouse?
Yeah, you try to get fluids in him as quickly as possible, lower his body temperature, maybe put him in a cold shower right away.
Well, he didn't look right, did he?
No, he sure did not. And it's not uncommon. The amount of perspiration that a player goes through on a night like this to need some IV fluids administered. You just hope it's nothing lasting, nothing serious.
One and two. Fair ball. 5-1. It's a double for Kosuke.
We talked about it when Halladay was in the game, but it continues here against Carpenter. A lot of balls pulled hard by Cubs hitters today. Middle of the plate fastball down a little bit. Kosuke wraps that ball right past Ryan Howard down into the right field corner for an RBI double.
Castro breaks his bat as he pops out to Jimmy Rollins. 2 down.
Time to take a look at our BMW ultimate drive of the game. Came early tonight, back in the first inning. Aramis Ramirez teeing off on Roy Halladay. A line drive into those left center field bleachers. Brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana BMW dealers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Cubs have not trailed tonight. That missed the corner. 1-1. I know you stayed up late to watch the Sunday night game last night. 5 hours 44 minutes as Boston beat Tampa Bay 1-0 in 16 innings. 8 hits combined over 16 innings. Ooh. Still took 5:44. 6 Boston pitchers combined on a 3-hit shutout. Well, Boston got into Baltimore, I'm sure, oh gosh, maybe 5-6 in the morning this morning, and they lead the Orioles 11-7 in the 8th.
Playing on instincts tonight.
Yeah. David Ortiz, Kevin Gregg had their suspensions reduced from 4 games to 3 after their fight on July 8th, and they have started to serve those suspensions. Swing and a miss to end the inning. Cubs tacking on. That's good to see. With 2 more runs, and they lead 5-1 after 6. and a run. In the 6th inning, Cubs now lead 5-1, out hitting the Phils 10-3. Ruiz, Brown, and Mayberry here in the Phillies 7th. Each Cub fan, Chicago native Jim Belushi will conduct the stretch coming up. Two and 0 the count. Double barrel action again in the Cubs pen. Samardzija and Russell. A solid single in the left. Lopez's pitch count's just in the low 80s, but this is a different kind of night. I don't think Mike Quaddy's going to wait very long if Lopez shows any signs of struggling here in the 7th. Brown takes ball 1 low.
And it's not always indicative what the batters do at the plate. You also watch the location on the pitches. You check the velocity on the pitches to see if there's any drop off for Rodrigo Lopez.
Barney spins, gets one, relay throw. That's a beauty. 4-6-3. Started with a hard hit ground ball, and as you always say, it's a little tougher to turn it the way the Cubs did, starting with the second baseman.
Yeah, this is about the quickest way you can possibly turn it. That reverse pivot by Darwin Barney had some momentum to get that strong throw off to Castro. Starlin comes across the bag, avoids the sliding runner, and completes a double play. Can't do it any better than that.
Mayberry with 2 outs, nobody on. Call, strike. Second hit of the inning for the Phillies. A pinch hitter here. Would be left-handed hitting Pete Orr for Carpenter. Here comes Mike Quaddy. And Lopez is going to get a huge ovation here. Comes James Russell, 5-1 Cubs. on the mound, but at the plate as well. We'll sit back and watch as James Russell takes over. He will not face Pete Orr or Byrne, as he was announced as a pinch hitter, but will not take the bat. It'll be Ben Francisco, a right-handed hitter, instead. Mayberry at first, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. High for ball 1. Boy, when you hold James Russell to a short outing, he's been lights out 27 times an inning and a third or less. And a 0.96 ERA in those appearances. Off the end of the bat, Barney with a long run, and he will go glove to get him at first base. Nicely done. Here comes Jim Belushi.
Coming out to the ball game, actor and Chicago native Jim Belushi.
All right, fans, let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. So it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some more runs. Go Cubbies. Answer you, Harry.
And our good friend Jim Belushi is on in the booth.
Oh, it's a good day. It's a good night in Wrigley Field. I love this score against Philly. Come on.
Cubs leading 5-1. And your son Jared helped you with the stretch.
Jared. Well, he was a little jealous because the sisters sing the national anthems, and I brought him up to sing this with us.
Does it bring your kid to work day or something? I didn't get that memo.
Isn't baseball about the family, man?
That's right. That's right. Especially here at Wrigley.
Yeah.
And your daughter did a wonderful job with the national anthem tonight.
Oh, she was sweet, wasn't she?
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, she was a little nervous, but she shook it off. She's got great poise. I'll tell you, the coach came up to me and said, "Boy, if we play as good as she's saying, we're going to win tonight."
There you go.
And look at this, they're winning.
Maybe a sister for the Blues Brothers in the future,
Oh, no. She got up and sang with me on stage in front of the audience. And the problem was she got a standing ovation. She stole the show from me, and I couldn't follow it. It was like I got to go to intermission. She was terrific. Great blues singer.
2-0 on Pena. Herndon, the third Phillies pitcher tonight. That's a strike on the inside corner. 2-1. Everybody trying to stay cool, but it has been almost impossible tonight. It's a hot one.
I don't know how they swing that bat through the humidity. It is thick out there.
Ooh. Almost hit him. 3-1 the count. Marlon Byrd on deck. We'll also see Alfonso Soriano here in the Cubs 7th. See, they employ the big shift against Pena, as most teams do. That's deep center field. Go! Yeah! Number 20.
Yeah! Oh, what a great night in Wrigley Field.
That's a milestone home run for Carlos Pena, the 250th of his major league career.
Boy, a thing of beauty.
Oh,
Elevated fastball up and out over the plate. He knew he had it from the moment he made contact right there. Wind blowing straight out to center field. That one didn't need much help.
Oh, well, what a night he's had. 3 for 3 with a walk, a home run, 2 RBIs.
Look at that smile.
Well, I think the quote was from Jack McKeon. Bob mentioned it over the weekend. Fun is winning, and winning is fun. Marlon Byrd, the deep right.
Go.
In and out of the vines. And a double for Marlon Byrd, and it looks like Dominic Brown is injured. Yeah, that brick wall behind the vines is not soft, and he's waving off the trainer, saying he's all right.
Yeah, the Bricks are undefeated here at Wrigley Field. Dominic Brown, the latest opponent to try to go up into the vines to make a catch just over the glove, and slams back first into that wall. And knocked the wind out of him. He struggled to get to his feet initially, but once he had his wits about him, he got to his feet, waved off the trainer. He's going to stay in the game.
So a home run and a double to start this inning. He said, let's get some more runs, and they have.
Yes. Some more runs. I might say that version of taking out the ball game with this crowd was one of the best. They were belting.
Yeah, it's electric here tonight.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great thing about this place. Cubs came in mired in 5th place. It has not been a good year for this team, but any given night you can have a World Series type atmosphere here at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, it's exciting. I was reading today. I mean, this Phillies team is ranked the best.
Best record in baseball.
Yep. Best record, batting, pitching.
Here's the 1-1. It's going to be foul wide of third. Jim had a chance to attend the 50th reunion at Second City, and a very poignant sketch. You and your son performed.
You saw it?
I was there.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, I was about the 3rd or 4th row, and it was pretty special.
Oh, I'm glad you saw that. It was really magic.
You were emotional.
That night.
That was an emotional night for you.
Yeah, I got to do this classic scene with my son Robert on the Second City stage. It was a beautiful scene. I'm really enjoying my family, I got to say.
Called strike 3 to get Soriano. Proud Papa.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Look at that girl. She's a cutie.
Strike to Coy Hill.
So she's 11, is that correct?
Yeah, 11.
Not far away from dating now, Jim.
Oh, let's not talk about that stuff right now. I'm just enjoying my family. Don't start making the family get dysfunctional and break apart. Jeez.
Yeah.
This is my last year to enjoy this innocence, you know.
Someday soon, a guy named Bubba's going to show up in your driveway with a van. I'm here to take your daughter out.
You are killing me. This is an open window here, man. You better watch your talk. Come on.
Oh, man.
I know, it scares me to death. But they do have to come to the door to pick her up.
That's
Just
right.
know that. And I'll be there with a bat. I had a friend of mine say, no, you can't be nice to those boys when they come to the door. He said, you got to really scare them. Don't kid yourself. I said, all right, I'll do that.
Swing and a miss for out number 2. But it's a little tricky, though, as well, because if your daughter likes a young gentleman, you don't want to upset her either, so there's a little balance there.
And I'm talking about the first pickup, the
sure,
second pickup.
sure.
You want to give that image of murder in their mind, so when they're driving with your daughter, they see you.
Here's Barney. It's going to be handled by John Mayberry.
What a great inning, gentlemen.
Yeah, you did good.
Thank you for sharing this night, beautiful night in Wrigley Field.
Jim Belushi as we go to break.
Thank you. Go Cubs.
Dernier and Mike Quaddy tomorrow from 1 to 2 for a live WGN Radio Cubs Corner broadcast and lunch from Wildfire Chicago. Tickets are $50. Call 312-787-9000 today. Tony Campana comes in to play left, and the new Cubs pitcher is Jeff Samardzija. Campana will lead off the bottom of the 8th. In the 9th spot. Jimmy Rollins to center. Marlon Byrd has it. 1 pitch, 1 out. I don't know if you worked out today, Bob, but you didn't need to.
You know me.
You got a good workout just sitting in the booth tonight.
I sprinted from the bed to the refrigerator and then over to the TV. Man. You can get loose shaking hands tonight. You don't even need bullpen catchers on a night like this. Just wave at some fans and your arm's ready to go.
There's a strike to Michael Martinez. It's been a team effort tonight. I think it starts with Rodrigo Lopez, Carlos Pena, Ramos Ramirez, Darwin Barney. In particular, have highlighted a Cubs offense that has done some damage tonight against Roy Halladay and company. That is not Roy Halladay, but it is a Roy Halladay fan.
Yeah, we do have to point out a lot of red jerseys in the ballpark tonight. A lot of Philly fans here. Fortunately, we haven't heard too much from them.
Now, there was a Greg Dobbs. That's a Doobs. I think that's a little cross between Dobbs and Rich Doobie.
Got that one in the discount rack.
Yeah. Joe paws back. Dodging foul balls all night. Catch it. Come on.
Got to charge that ball.
Got two hands. Let's go. Swing and a miss on a nasty split.
Boy, there was a time that was the only non-fastball pitch that Jeff Samardzija could get close to the plate, that split-fingered fastball, but his slider is much improved this year. It's become a very good weapon for him. Makes that splitter even better in those strikeout ground ball situations.
Some other action around baseball. Reds and Pirates. I think they started late because of rain in Pittsburgh. No score there in the top of the fourth. Dontrell Willis and Charlie Morton working in that game. Brewers are in Arizona trailing the Diamondbacks 1-0 in the top of the fourth. Randy Wolf and Josh Colmenter are the pitchers. Florida in that makeup game beat the Mets 4-1 for their 13th win in their last 17. Clay Hensley coming off the DL got the win. 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs. Beat Chris Capuano. And the Marlins are within 2 games of the 500 mark. Emilio Bonifacio did have a hit, so I think that's now a 17-game hitting streak. Fly ball to deep left. Campana turning around, and he will leap and make the grab on the dirt. And Campana, after flipping the ball into the bleachers, will lead off the bottom of the 8th. .6-1 Cubs. Tony Campana lofting one to left. And the first pitch of the bottom of the 8th. Ibanez a grab, one away. Yankees and Rays tied at 4. Yankees have just tied it up with 2 in the top of the 8th. In St. Pete. Big series for both teams. Boston leading Baltimore 15-10 in the top of the 9th. 11 combined runs in the 8th. This is a good spot for Carlos Marmol. Cubs will be leading by at least 5 going into the 9th. And quite honestly, after a couple of days off, he has the freshest arm in the bullpen. Well, if you're on the active roster, you got to be used at some point, and he will be, it appears, tonight.
I mean, it's not like he has not been throwing. He's been working very hard with Lester Strode and Mark Riggins.
Pulled down the right field line by Kosuke, but just a little bit too much.
They've been trying to correct some mechanical issues, get Carlos more on top of that slider, get that downward movement that is so effective when he's throwing that pitch well.
What you like about it, Bob, it won't be a saved spot, but he'll be pitching in a familiar area, which is the 9th. They call that the soft landing. (3-2) on Fukudome.
That's what I'm going to have when I get back to my condo tonight. A soft landing in a bathtub full of mojitos.
TMI.
Oh, brother.
Cucumber bath for Bob Brenly.
Yeah.
The ginger beer trucks pulling up to your apartment as we speak.
Somebody's got to crush a lot of mint.
Mayberry for out number 2. White Sox leading the Royals 5-2 in the 9th after beating Detroit 2 of 3 over the weekend. Mark Burley with a quality start. 7 innings, 2 runs. National League Nationals with 3 in the 9th at Houston to take a 5-2 lead. Braves leading at Colorado 7-1. Derek Lowe, 6 innings, still in there. He's given up just 1 run. Freddie Freeman and Eric Hinsky have gone deep for the Braves. The Phillies and the Braves are the only 2 teams in baseball with a winning record against every division they have played. With a win tonight and a Phillies loss, Atlanta would be within 2.5 of the East lead. They do pace the wild card race at this point. They don't even list the wild card standings in our daily stat pack just yet.
You mentioned the Phillies and the Braves, the only 2 teams with winning records against every division. You know what else they have in common? They're 1-2 in the National League in team ERA. They can pitch.
That helps. A kick and the 2-2 fouled back to the barrier. Dodgers and Giants in San Francisco. Chad Billingsley and Ryan Vogelsong matching up, scoreless in the 2nd. you've seen the new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, there's actually a little baseball connection there. There is a fictitious owner of the LA Dodgers. He was a friend of Larry David's going through a divorce. Kind of interesting. I won't give away the plot, but I think you'll enjoy it. Jeff Garland, big Cub fan, of course, a big part of that show. Here comes Carlos Marmol in the ninth. Here in the ninth, Carlos Marmol, after a couple of rough outings to start the second half, taken out of the closer's role to get his mechanics and his head back in the right frame of mind. And he'll work against Ryan Howard to start the inning. Called strike on a fastball. Ball one. 1-1. By the way, we mentioned the Rays hosting the Yankees tonight. Former Cub farmhand Robinson Chirinos making his major league debut behind the plate for the Rays. And he's 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. He was sent to the Rays in the Matt Garza deal. Swing and a miss. His first strikeout in a while. Good to see him miss some bats.
Good to see him mix his pitches. Use the fastball effectively to get ahead in the count, and then puts Ryan Howard away with a filthy slider. Boy, is that good to see.
First strikeout in 7 appearances for Marmol. Going all the way back to July 3rd against the White Sox. One and one. like that he's throwing his fastball here. As he gets him on a slider to ground out to Barney. Well, just mixing it up makes that slider more effective, even if it's not his best slider.
Absolutely.
Tonight's Budweiser plays of the game. It's all Rodrigo Lopez tonight.
We got a base hit. Put down a couple of perfect sacrifice bunts in the game. That one almost knocked the bat out of his hand, but got the job done. And just a sparkling effort by Rodrigo Lopez under very tough conditions here at Wrigley tonight. 6 2/3, 5 hits, struck out 3, did not walk a batter, gave up only the 1 run on the Jimmy Rollins homer.
Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. 1-0 on Carlos Ruiz. In a nutshell, Marmol's issues, he got maybe too reliant on the slider, and then the slider abandoned him. And when you become a one-pitch guy and that one pitch isn't working, that is trouble. He's trying to get it back here tonight. 2-1. Lady stole your puppet. 2-2. Three-two pitch. He walked him. Bring up Brown. He'll be rushing a little bit, trying to get that final out.
It's not uncommon to get a little bit ahead of yourself with 2 outs in the inning, 2 strikes on the hitter. Just pulled those last 2 sliders way over in the left-handed batter's box to walk Ruiz. Needs to get back in that zone.
Two and 0. Down 5 runs and a 2-0 count. Swinging away. It's not the only team.
Yeah. Had a breaking ball.
On a breaking ball. It should have been ball 4, as Brown did Marmol a huge favor. You're the baseball guy. Explain that one to me. 2 outs in the 9th, down 5.
Can't explain that. I mean, we've said it often enough this year in regards to the Cubs. You need base runners. You need base runners when you're trailing by a lot of runs late.
3-1 now. And there is ball 4. The question is, does Mike Quaddy, he's going to get Marshall up quickly. I'm going to send Mark Riggins out to stall for time. I believe this is it. Last chance here with a right-handed hitting Mayberry at the plate, and the tying run still not. In fact, the tying run right now still in the dugout. See David Axelrod at the ballpark. One and one.
Counts 1-1. Guess which one was a strike and which one was a ball according to pitch tracks.
Well, it all worked out in the wash. Good slider. 1-2.
You see that little bit of downward movement right at the very end. That's what's been missing from Carlos Marmol's slider. And another good slider on that outside part of the plate, working its way off of the plate. Emergency swing by Mayberry, able to foul it off, stay alive.
Two and two. Marshall's still throwing, but he looks ready. And you've got Ross Glode on deck. I think it's pretty simple. Marmol doesn't get Mayberry. It'll be Marshall. Still alive.
The slider kind of backed up a little bit on the inside part of the plate. Just hit Coy Hill in the thumb of the mid. Unfortunately bounced away rather than sliding into that pocket.
Three and two. Will go with a 3-2 and pop foul out of play.
Boy, after starting the inning mixing his pitch as well, using his fastball and the slider to get two quick outs, he has abandoned the fastball once again, has thrown all sliders. The last three hitters here.
Runners go again. Swing and a miss. He got him to end it. Cubs win 6-1 the final as they beat Roy Halladay. Rodrigo Lopez outstanding as the Cubs beat the Phillies 6-1. team with the best record in baseball is 6-1 defeat. We'll have more from the happy friendly confines in a moment.